Greetings from the Balkan Forum. Welcome to the BF podcast. As usual, let us start with the positive news from our region. Regional cooperation. The Telegraphic Agency of Albania writes that Albania is planning an investment of 800 million euros in the field of energy. This information was made known by the Minister of Infrastructure and Energy. The first big investment plan in this field is the connection between Macedonia and Albania, which then will connect other countries of the region. Bilateral cooperation. Total Montenegrin News writes that the ambassador of Kosovo to Montenegro met with the mayor of Ulcin to discuss the current Kosovar investments in the municipality of Ulcin. Both representatives highlighted the good cooperation between Montenegro and Kosovo as a model of qualitative cooperation in the region. As such, they also talked about other possibilities of cooperation in spheres of culture, education, and economy. Country news. Bosnia and Herzegovina. The Independent Balkan News Agency reports that the Regional Association for Women Entrepreneurs, in cooperation with OSCE, organized a Women's Entrepreneurship Fair in the capital Sarajevo. The fair gathered 30 women and it aimed to empower them by strengthening their cooperation and promoting their business products. Montenegro. Total Montenegro News reports that based on the Global Competitiveness Report 2018, Montenegro has made progress. In this year's list, Montenegro is ranked in the 71st place compared to 73rd last year. The main contributor to this increase were the improvements in the labor market. The same agency writes about the recent developments in Tivat, which is working on the electric car infrastructure. The company parking service in Tivat is planning to install chargers for empowering the batteries of electric cars in the city. The project is called Smart E-Mobility. Currently, there is only one publicly available high-capacity chargers for electric cars, but soon this is expected to change. Greece. Ekatemerini reports that Greece has evolved into the leading destination for hotel and property acquisitions, as well as development of tourism complexes. This conclusion has been made by the recent survey results produced by Russian property firm Tranio and the organizers of the Mediterranean Resorts and Hotel Real Estate Forum, which is taking place in Greece this week. The survey shows that investors rank Greece along with Italy and Spain among the top destinations for tourism investments. Croatia. The Independent Balkan Agency writes that Croatia will organize the 4th edition of Meeting G2 A Look in the Future on November 12th to 14th. The event will take place in Zagreb and it aims to bring businesses from diaspora to Zagreb and increase the diaspora's investments in the Adriatic country. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Sarajevo Times writes about the touristic sites and potentials of Jajce. In particular, the article talks about the symbol of coexistence in Jajce, the Church of St. Mary and Sultan Suleiman II Mosque. The object throughout the history has been used as a mosque and church. You can see the entrance of the mosque on one side and the entrance to the church on the other side. The object is a must-see tourist attraction that promotes the cultural heritage of the country. Albania. The Albanian Telegraphic Agency reports that Albania has celebrated its 60th anniversary of membership to UNESCO. The celebration was marked with the promotion of 6 cultural and historical sites of the country, starting with Butrin Park until the Pogradeci Lake, which are considered the gems of cultural heritage of the country. Now we will follow the conversation with our guest for this week.
I have the pleasure to welcome our guest today, Mr. Arjan Lila, who is Relationship Manager at Green Economy Financing Facility for Western Balkans. Very warm welcome, Mr. Lila.
Thank you.
So we'll be talking about energy efficiency today, and I understand there is a regional project that has mobilized a lot of resources. So I think it's important for the public, but also for our partners and other actors in the region to talk about it. And could you say perhaps a couple of words about the project? What does it involve? What is the geographic scope, focus, and which areas do you focus on?
Yes, this is a project of EBRD, European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, and it is called Green Economy Financing Facility. It operates in Western Balkan countries, where it is Kosovo, it's Albania, it's Macedonia, it's Serbia, Montenegro, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. As the project is oriented in energy efficiency in residential area sector, so it means that everything that decreases the spending of energy and the CO2
Emissions.
Yes, in the region. As a project, it's 85 million euros for the whole Western Balkan countries. Currently, we have contracted with our partnering financial institutions 8.5 millions. And we are working with 3 partnering financial institutions, which is TEB, it's Kırıkı, and OFAKı.
So it's 85 million over which period of time? Is it like for 10 years? Is it for
No, it is a four-year projects.
Four-year project. And so 8.5 has been already committed or given.
Exactly.
And this is in the first, second year, or is it still the beginning of the project?
No, this is the beginning of the project.
Okay.
So we have started with this project on March
Also March 2018.
18, yes.
Okay, very good.
It was the official opening of the project. And yes, with these 3 institutions, we have contracted those 8.5 millions.
Very good. And so TEB is a bank
Yes.
in the region, I believe.
Yes.
And Kırıkı and Africa?
Africa, they are microfinances.
Microfinance institutions, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how does the project work, basically? How is implemented?
Yes.
You know.
Okay. First, I mean, the partner financial institutions reach agreement with ABRD for those funds. And then they are obliged to finance individuals that they want to invest on energy efficiency products. So this is how generally it works. Then how it can work from the side of the clients. So the clients are getting informed through different media sources from us and also from the banks and the microfinances. So,
Directly,
Yes.
okay.
So the clients can go directly to the institution and get information about the green economy financing facility, how they can get financed on this, through this project. Or we have a link. It's a GEF, ABRD GEF Kosovo, where they can find the link, and there they can get all the information what is needed about the project. And also we have registered there most of the products that they are efficient concerning the energy in that link. So they can find, if they want to get information, for example, if they want to do outside insulation of walls, they can find products and they can understand how efficient they are, or windows, or if they want to do the central heating and other stuff. So it's a good thing, it's a good tool so that the people can get informed.
So basically there are numerous sources where they can get information from,
Yes.
but also learn about new products, let's
Yes.
say windows and doors and insulation, that basically technology, how that is evolving and being
Exactly.
used.
And they can understand, for example, when they do the investment, how much they will
Save energy.
save energy, yes.
And save the cost as well.
For sure.
I believe in the long run that pays off quite good.
Yes, for sure it is. And also there's support from European Union that they are giving grants, 15 to 20%, depending on how many measures the client is investing in home. For example, if he's doing outside insulation, they will get 15% grant
Okay.
on the investment done. If they do 2 or more measures, then they will get 20%.
Okay.
There is also an opportunity for multi-store buildings. For example, if we can do an investment of multi-store buildings, and this is very interesting, and we are working on it and seeing opportunities how we can do. On that situation, they will get 25 to 35% the grant or incentives.
That seems quite beneficial.
Yes, it's not easy to implement it in our region. It's a bit hard. We are working on it and we are seeing opportunities because the investment it should be done in the whole building. So if, for example, they are doing the insulation, they have to insulate the whole building. So this is not so easy to do it. But I strongly believe that we can make it. I mean, at least to do one building.
It seems like there is no other way except for doing that
Yeah.
insulation and trying to reduce the demand for the energy, because that proves not to be very sustainable.
Yeah.
If we can save energy and save the cost, why don't we do it?
Yeah, especially in Kosovo, when we know that 97% is not the energy that we produce is not from renewable energy. So we know how much is the pollution in our country. And
how
I
big
think
the cost to public health and to environment.
exactly. I
so
mean,
many
it's
other
related
things.
in too many areas. So if we manage to decrease the spending of the energy and invest on renewable energy, it will be very good for the country and for the people themselves. So I think it's a very interesting project, and it will help, I mean, individuals and
the economy,
the
family economy and businesses.
overall.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you were saying it's also focusing on residential sector.
Yes.
And that means, let's say a person is constructing a house, is building a house, and then they want to invest in making their house more energy efficient. Can they apply, let's say, for a grant?
Yes.
With
for
you
sure.
directly?
Yes.
Okay. So they will have to do a costing on what kind of material and how do they want to do it, more efficient in terms of energy, and then they can apply, and then based on that, let's say the project is assessed.
Yeah. Okay. For example, if somebody is building a house, they can do investments in many ways. For example, they can invest on insulation. They can invest on doors and windows. They can invest on central heating. They can invest on photovoltaic solar panels, and also solar panels for water heating. So if a person is building a house, then I mean there is a lot to invest on energy efficiency, and on all of that they can get grants. Of course, we check the
feasibility
materials that they are being invested. We accept only the ones that they meet the minimum requirements set by ABRD. But in case the moment we verify those products meet the minimum requirements, that of course they can get financed and also get incentives for it.
And so the materials would be known, so you tell people which are the materials that meet the minimum requirements, and so they are aware in advance, right?
Yes, they can find all the information in the website, and also they can find the products that they are already
available in the market, and that they meet minimum requirements that ABRD has set. So all the products that they are in our website, they meet the minimum requirements. So they are automatically approved to be financed. If there is a product that still we didn't manage to include in the website, then we need the technical information from that product that can prove that they meet the minimum requirements. And do people have to, let's say, file or complete an application? Like, is it a project proposal, a concept, or is it just technical requirements of how the house is being constructed and which materials?
Yeah, how it goes, it is first what they have to do, they have to fill the application in the partnering financial institutions and inform the client officer or the person there in front office what they want to invest. Then they have to go through, or he can check by himself in the website what kind of products we have and how he can move in the process, or they will get informed through the bank staff or MFI staff about what kind of products are accepted from our side. So it depends how the client chooses, because some people they are not so, how to say, well informed on using the website and doing the right search, so they can get support from the staff of the
directly.
partner.
You can explain
exactly.
Which is TEB and the two microfinance institutions.
Körökö and Afökö.
Okay, very good. And then you also mentioned the buildings, multi-store buildings.
Okay, in a multi-store building it's a bit complex because we have many individuals that, for example, we need to be very close to the bank and to work with them and to see how we can arrange, because they are going to take a loan by themselves, I mean individually. So now it becomes complex on the side of the bank, how they are going to deliver, because you know that giving a loan, it is based on the incomes that you have and the securities that you can provide. So this is an issue that we need to discuss with banks and to see how we can manage the situation.
So it requires a consultation between parties who are interested and the bank, and then to see modalities, whether and how it can work.
Yes, but I think we can manage if there is an interest, you know, because there are some associations that has been created from those multi-store buildings that we can work and see how we can proceed with the plan.
So if they are a legal entity, in other words, right? If there is an association of, let's say, residents of a building, and then they have registered like legally, then perhaps they can easily.
Yes, it will be more easy to work with them because they are as a group.
Because somebody represents them, and it's easier.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what I wanted to add about the process, how they can get this, how they can use, the clients can use these funds, is after they apply, and the bank, I mean, informs them that yes, they can proceed with the investment, and they give them a loan. They can do investment based on what they have informed us, and after that they can come, after they finish the investment, they can come, fill the form, claiming that they have done the investment, and we can go and check if there is a need, because we do most of the cases on desk base, but also we go and do site visits and check the investment that it has been done. After we verify it, then we give incentives. If all the documents are proper and everything it has been checked, then it might take a month until they get the incentives.
Which seems
approximately.
So, and let's take an example. I was going to ask you about the region as well, but you know, can everybody apply?
Yes, everybody can apply, but of course the risk assessment is going to be done by the bank. Yes, they are going to assess if the client, I mean, has the income to do that investment and securities for the bank. Yes.
Okay, so there are criteria in there, but otherwise it's open to everybody to apply.
Yes, but there are normal criteria for in every case that they want to take a loan, for example. There are internal processes the bank goes through. Even before, there was another project, COSEP. It was ABRD project also, that it has been, implemented in Kosovo. So now this is the second time.
The second
now
phase,
just the name has changed, Green Economy Financing Facility, and it is more, oriented on the residential area. And also there are some changes that ABRD has worked on them, so they can make it more simple for the clients and for the banks.
Simplify the criteria.
Yes, for example, one of the things that they have done is the website, so where the clients can go and they get information about.
And can they apply online, or do they have to go to the bank or microfinance institutions directly?
No, they have to go through partnering financial institutions.
Okay, so it involves a consultation, and perhaps it's for the good. Mr. Lila, I think this is a good note to end the conversation, but also to continue it in the future and see how the project has evolved and how many people have been interested and how many beneficiaries are there. But is there anything that we forgot to mention or I forgot to ask and you would like to add?
Okay, I mean, we have mentioned most of the things. Just that what can I say, that currently, for example, we have verified almost 1 million euro that has been invested on, I think it's a bit less than 1 million euro. I don't know the exact amount. I mean, but we have verified that those investments are done properly as we have required. And I would also like to add that the Federal Ministry of Finance of Austria is supporting the technical side of the project. So this is good news and gives us, a positivity to continue and to move forward with this project.
And it's really being optimist, because if we have already about 1 million who have properly done that, then we can learn a lot from them, of course.
Yes, for sure.
And then, see how the others can do and benefit from this.
And the benefit of it is that also every party involved is getting used to it. So now it is becoming more easier, because also with vendors, in the beginning, it was a bit harder to work and cooperate, but now every day is getting easier and easier. So the project is running more smoothly now, so which is great.
Very good. Thanks very much, Mr. Lira.
With pleasure.
This is all from us for this fourth collection. Follow us next time. Until then, be good.